A lot, my friends, has gone on since we last saw each other. We've completed competition in the Sao Paulo State Championships. We're going to go over those results in just a second. But first, make sure you hit that like button if you've been enjoying the series so far. Welcome back, my friends, to season number 3 in our Youth Academy Challenge with Ituano. After the last episode, we did pick up 4 points out of a possible 6 in our first 2 matches in the Sao Paulo State Championship. I did say that we would come back if things got really interesting, but thanks to victories on the road against Sao Bernardo and Serie A competition in Mirassol, that basically guaranteed our spot in mid-table. We would pick up just 1 more point after that, but it was good enough for an 11th place finish and a spot in the competition for next year. But today we are getting set to take on our first opponent in this year's Série C competition. And it's not going to be an easy one because we are taking on Paysandu, who last year was in Serie B. Sure, they got relegated, but they are pretty much odds-on favorite to go back up again after the 2028 season. In fact, they are heavier favorites than we thought. Now, according to the season preview, we are predicted to come in 17th place on 33-1 odds, which aren't nearly as long as you would think, but 17th is a spot in the relegation zone. Now, the expectation of the board is for us to have yet another mid-table finish. Obviously, our personal expectation is to make that second stage qualification round. They also want us to be competitive in the Copa de Brazil and to become an established Sao Paulo State team. That first one we have checked off successfully. So how are we going to line up for this massive matchup to kick off our season? I'm glad you asked. We've got Andre in goal, the 16-year-old who came through our last year's youth intake. It's going to be a back four of Juan Richard, Nathan Silva, Carlau, and Lucas Diaz. The 17-year-old Canella did get 5 starts and make 6 total appearances in the Sao Paulo State Championship. Did a nice little job for us, but we don't really want to expose too many of our youngsters in this key matchup. Pereira Silva, though, the second-year man, is going to be in the midfield. He'll be paired with Victor Reis, who scored 4 goals in the Sao Paulo State Championship. Gil Ballara is going to get the start on the right-hand side. Vinny Oliveira is out with an injury, which means Nicholas is going to get the start on the left wing. And up front, it will be Jay Carlos paired with Gabriel Rizera. And I'm not trying to be too negative for this matchup, but I really do not expect a result against Paysandu. I just hope we can do as well as humanly possible. Now, we were able to pick up those key victories in the Sao Paulo State Championship, primarily against Mirassol. We were lucky to get out to early leads in those matches. Hopefully, we might be able to do the same here. We are kicking off our season on the road, so hopefully we will be able to find a result. I am, again, not overly optimistic. We did play pretty well, even in the matches that we lost. Now, the last 2 against Ponte Preta and Primavera was a little disappointed to not really get anything out of those. We did start Saulo in goal for those matches just to give him a little playing time and make sure he wasn't like super unhappy, because we did promise him he would be an important player. But I don't think he really stood up to the task. Andre has his issues, but we're going to go with the 16-year-old for the foreseeable future. Ballara in the middle, Nicholas putting it in off of the defender, and there's that early lead we were looking for. 10 minutes and change in, it's 1-0 Ituano. Sometimes, my friends, it is truly better to be lucky than good, and a beautiful job on the counterattack, giving us the early 1-0 lead. Right now, Paysandu is absolutely dominating us in possession, and they will get their opportunities. We just need to take advantage of those few chances that we are going to get. Great save there by Andre as he hit the ground. Nicholas is going to clear it away, but Paysandu looking to recycle quickly. Romulo to Leandro Valela, back to Romulo, looking for Igor Torres, picked off by Lucas Diaz, cleared away, but pushed back into the midfield. Pereira Silva, Nicholas over the top. He's got Jay Carlos, the goalkeeper. Mesquita will come out and play it into the middle third. Carlau looking to send it forward again, but Nascimento able to clear it forward for Igor Torres. Diogo Oliveira free for Gustavo Paye, who is a very dangerous player, so naturally we'll just have Ballara run into him and pick up the foul. But If we are going to stop Pesanda from doing much of anything, if we have to give away an occasional free kick, I am not averse to that plan. They also have a Nicholas. He plays on their right side, and he's in possession now, getting it back from Brian. Gustavo Paye has 5 men around him, still able to get it to Diogo Oliveira to the near side. Nicholas tries to make a move on his man, plays it. Oliveira, Romulo with it through to Igor Torres, and he will put it home. And Paysandu, 33 and a half minutes in, manages to level it at 1. Really good rotational play. Honestly, Lucas Diaz needs to mark his man just a little bit tighter. He already is on a yellow card, and if you remember from last year, he got himself in a little bit of trouble with those, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of that this year. Pereira Silva finds Diaz, plays it forward. J. Carlos Ballara getting it back. J. Carlos in the box, across for Gabriel Rosera, who puts it home inside that far post to return us to a 1-goal lead. It's 2-1 Ituano, and J. Carlos and Gabriel Rosera once again hooking up. I thought J. Carlos would be our goal scorer. Nope, it's been Gabriel Rosera for the last couple of years. A beautiful strike, and hopefully we'll be able to take this lead into the locker room after the first 45, but we still have 5 minutes remaining to play in this first half. Juan Richard from just outside of the box with a free kick. Can he find someone along that far post? Carlau can't pick it up, but Ballara's got it. His shot is on. It's going to ricochet off of the bar and go out and lead to a Paysandu goal kick. So far, though, so good for Ituano in this first 45. One last highlight. Pereira Silva, Nicholas to Vitor Reis, turning it over, and Diogo Oliveira starting the counterattack the other way. Nicholas along the near side to Brian along the sideline. Up ahead for Nicholas. Cuts around his man. Nicholas is free into the box. He'll put it into the middle. Almost cleared by Lucas Diaz, but it comes right to Diogo Oliveira, and it's 2-2. To be fair, if you told me that after 45 minutes we would be equal with Paysandu, I probably would have bit your hand off for that result. Lucas Diaz, though, is on my list right now, and I believe that we are going to make a change sooner rather than later to bring JP in. I didn't want to make the switch at the half, but I think when we get towards 60 minutes, unless we see a bit more positive play out of Lucas Diaz. I mean, he was able to keep the ball off of the goal line, but he played it right into the path of Diogo Oliveira and was directly responsible for giving up the equalizing goal. Now, we have played 15 minutes in this second half, and so far, nothing positive or negative from either side, but the first highlight will be Mesquita looking to start it up from inside his own box. Reverson up ahead, Gustavo Paye with it across, Diogo Oliveira. We are kind of giving them the space in the midfield. Ball played through. Gustavo Paye hits the post. Everyone just watches it. We finally are able to regain control. Diaz sending it forward. Can't pick out J. Carlos, but Gil Ballaro will get the loose ball along the near side. Ballaro still with it. Tries to work past Romulo. Cannot, but is put out for a throw-in. I think this is probably going to be a good time after this highlight to make that switch we were talking about. Lucas Diaz on a 6-6. I guess it could be worse. Victor Reis, though, turning it over, and once again, Paysandu in control. Igor Torres pushing it forward along the near sideline, dropping it back before getting it from Romulo. Finding Reverson, who drops it to Romulo. Reverson once again cuts through 2 men, plays it. Gustavo Paye getting through the defense, still with it along the byline into the middle. Pereira Silva clearing it away, but Nascimento once again gaining control for Paysandu. Nicholas now along that far side of the box. Romulo, Diogo Oliveira, Paye with a shot. It's going to go over, and that will be no harm, no foul. Diaz is coming out. JP is in the match. Do we want to make any more changes? I mean, Nathan Silva is not really having the game that we needed him to have. And I do not typically make changes along my back line, but it looks like Canella is motivated to get out there. So we're going to give him the opportunity to play for the final 25 minutes or so of this match. Still 2-1 possession in favor of Paysandu. Shots are pretty even. We, in fact, have more shots on target, even though they are leading in the XG battle. They did score a goal from like right in front of an empty net. So that's going to bump up those numbers a little bit. But with 15 minutes left, things are looking pretty good right now for Ituano, but Gustavo Paye lining up over a free kick from about 40 yards out, looking to play it in the box from Mulo to Nascimento, but he is going to be deemed offside, and it will remain 2-2. This will give us an opportunity to make a few minor changes to the tactic. We're going to have Nicholas track back a little bit more on defense. Pereira Silva is going to swap into a defensive midfield role from that box-to-box role, and Victor Reis is going to be more of a plain old central midfielder. So we're going to get a little less offensive in the midfield and on the wings, just to maybe potentially hold on to this lead a little bit. Maybe we will get lucky and we will not see another Paysandu highlight. Victor Reis, though, easily dispossessed. One back, though, by Pereira Silva. Carlau out for Juan Richard. Forward for Nicholas. He's challenged, so Juan Richard will get it back. Nicholas once again, but he's got his back to the goal. Pereira Silva for Nicholas. Pereira Silva now looking over the top, trying to pick out Gabriel Rosero, but it's going to go too far for him and roll out for a Paysandu goal kick. Do we want to make any further alterations to the lineup? I think we are. We're going to get Juan Richard out and bring in Gabriel Abdias. Victor Reis will also be replaced. No, he won't, because we are going to run out of time. But we managed to pick up a point on the road. We held Paysandu to 2 goals. We managed 2 of our own. And not a bad start against what was probably going to be, to most people's minds, a pretty easy loss. And while that may have theoretically been our toughest matchup of the season, this next one isn't much easier. We're taking on Retro, who managed to lose their first match, so they do find themselves in 19th and in the relegation zone. And we have played pretty well against them with a win and a draw in the 2 times that we have met up before. However, who knows what this match is going to bring. We are going to make 3 changes. JP is coming in place of Lucas Diaz as our right back. Canella will be replacing Nathan Silva, and Gabriel Rosera picked up a little bit of a knock in training a couple of days before this match, so Rodrigo Haruki is going to take his spot in the lineup. So it's going to be Andre, Juan Richard, Canella, Carlau, JP, Pereira Silva, Victor Reis, Nicholas, Rodrigo Haruki, Zé Carlos, and Bulara. I do love the fact that I can have the little individual group team talks saying that I want them to go out there and make me proud, because it does seem to work. We do have a very good relationship now with the players on this squad, so hopefully that will translate into a home victory against Retro this afternoon. If it doesn't, it does not mean the season is lost. Picking up that point against Paysandu was massive. And let's see if we can get something off of this free kick. Shea Carlos sending it in. Jordan getting his fingertips on it, deflecting it behind for a corner. And 3.5 minutes in, the first true opportunity of the match went Ituano's way. Let's see if we can do something on this corner. Juan Richard looking back post, finding Carlau. He is almost automatic from that spot. Carlau, his first of the year in the regular season. And Ituano off of the set piece, just 4 minutes and 10 seconds in, make that 4:08. Takes a 1-0 lead. Beautiful work by Juan Richard picking up the assist. But Retro trying to get it back and trying to get it back quickly. Ball played into the box. Radley, though, dispossessed by Pereira Silva. JP will find Bilara along the sideline. Long pass up ahead. Jay Carlos. Victor Reis now to Rodrigo Haruki. To his left, Nicholas. He has a man to his left, but instead he plays it through the middle to Jay Carlos, who will score, but also be deemed offside. I do have to say, I really do enjoy when our team is playing on the front foot. And even though Jay Carlos found himself in an offside position, I can't blame him for where he was. I can blame Nicholas for the defense there. Off of the dead ball play, Santiago Vieira equalizes this match at 1. Radsley just played it along the grass. Nicholas was there on Vieira, but he just let him get nutmegged or whatever you want to call it. And we've played 13 minutes and we are back to square one. First shot of the match for Retro. Reese playing it forward. Jay Carlos. Pereira Silva finds Nicholas, feeding Juan Richard on the run on the left side. Dispossessed though by Marcos Santos, and Radsley looking to start the counterattack the other way up that far sideline. Tracking back is Juan Richard, but he's not going to be able to stop him because Football Manager really needs to fix that. Now, luckily for us, they have announced that those match engine changes should be out sometime later this week on the public beta track, and next week for real to all users who, besides the ones who just play on Steam and opt in for the public beta track. But those changes to the defensive play in this match engine could not come soon enough, in my opinion. Less than 20 minutes played. Haruki to Victor Reese, playing it through. Jay Carlos is onside this time. No, he's not. The flag is up. And for the second time, Jay Carlos is going to have a goal called back. It should be 3-1. Sadly, it is not, because, well, that's how offsides works. Go tell Ted Lasso. So far, so good, though, in this match. We are outshooting them. We have the same number of shots on target. We've had more corner kick opportunities, which is a good thing. And our possession numbers have been really good. Ball played into the box. Victor Reese getting it back from Pereira Silva. Nicholas turns, fires, puts it home, makes up for his earlier mistake, and Ituano retakes the lead. It's 2-1. Again, front foot. Oh, Ballara dispossessed. Luis Enrique taking over again as Lucas Cardozo will look to take it up the near sideline. Once again, that Retro counterattack is on, although a bit slower this time. Igor Neves just dishing it off. Mateus Santos. Yeah, he's going to get around the defense again, playing it into the middle. Igor Neves behind the defense, and it's 2-2. It just feels to me, especially on our defensive end, that wingers particularly just get to have their way in this match engine, and it's pretty sad, and I cannot wait to see how Sports Interactive addresses that and fixes it. Igor Neves throwing it up the left wing. He's got Lucas Cardoza, who will easily beat JP into the box, plays it into the middle. His shot, though, is blocked. Radsley with the attempt. Luis Enrique, though, looking to recycle it. Yapa drops it back. Vieira over for Luis Enrique, and that's going to end the highlight. And I thought it was going to end the first half, but no. There is still more. We are just 30 seconds in the stoppage time. Good job by Juan Richard to win the ball back. Nicholas, though, kind of at a standstill. You got to move it, son. There you go. Canella up ahead. Pereira Silva, Jay Carlos getting it back from Haruki, playing it through, and Victor Reese. What on earth was that, son? Probably the worst miss that we are going to see all season long. 45 minutes in the books. We're a little disappointed. We just have not been creative enough. It is 2-2. We have done well offensively. Defensively, we have kind of crapped the bed on more than one occasion, and the possession numbers now tilting in favor of Retro. But that actually may work in our favor, because I'm feeling like we weren't really getting that possession in positive areas. JP edge of the box. Ballara. Jay Carlos. Wow. What a finish. And this time he was onside. His third goal of the game. First one to count. Gil Ballara picking up the assist. And Ituano once again takes a 3-2 lead. And a beautiful pass around the outstretched leg of the defender. Jay Carlos just turns and fires. Beautiful goal. Hopefully, we can either add on to this or at least hold on to this 3-2 win and get the season started off on a very positive note. Nicholas Gil Ballara, his shot is on, fended off by Jordan, and it will be another Ituano corner kick, which unfortunately we are not going to see, which means Carlau is not going to score his second corner goal of the match, at least yet. Couple of performances from Canella and Pereira Silva. Pereira Silva, though, I don't think is quite getting the due he should. Carla, oh my goodness, Canella turning, firing, and scoring, but it's going to be our third disallowed goal of the match. We just cannot buy a good situation. Now, do we put in Gabriel Rosera in place of Rodrigo Haruki, who is playing okay. Canella throwing it over the top. Can't pick out Haruki. It's one back, though. Pereira Silva playing it across, but intercepted by Mateus Santos. And Mateus Santos is charging up the pitch. He'll shoot a deflection off of the foot of Carlau, but right into the waiting hands of Andre. That could have gotten super messy. Let's see if we can start a counterattack. We cannot. All right, Rodrigo Haruki is definitely going to be coming out of this match. Gabriel Rosera, yeah, I think he is fit enough to make an appearance here. Victor Reis will also come out. He'll be replaced by Leo Souza, who's going to swap places with Pereira Silva. 3-2 the score, 20 minutes remaining in this match. Things are pretty even. Possession tilted once again back in Ituano's favor. Played forward, Gilbalara chesting it down, loses it to Luis Enrique, but picked up by Pereira Silva. Johnny on the spot, playing it into the box. Can't get it to Nicholas, though. Igor Neves will head it away, and Carlau will pot it forward again. Cleared away. Back for us. Jay Carlos in, and he's got his fourth of the game. I mean, his second of the match. Celio Pereira Silva picking up the assist, and with just over 15 minutes left, Ituano enjoying a 4-2 lead as the ball was bounced back and forth. Pereira Silva put it into a spot only Jay Carlos could play it. Great first touch. Beats Jordan going down to the ground, and I think, unless... well, if I say anything, Football Manager is going to be like, okay, we're going to make life difficult on you. Vieira looking for Cardozo back post into the middle. Neves is there. His shot will be deflected off of Andre. It's going to go behind for a corner. We are going to make the tactical switches that we made in the last match. So Leo Souza is going to become a defensive midfielder and Pereira Silva a midfielder, while Nicholas will track back out of possession. Hopefully that will do some nice things for us. We've been playing in a balanced mentality this whole match. I am loath to change that because I feel like once you start going cautious or defensive, it just invites that pressure. Ball forward. Juan Richard along the byline will drop it back for Nicholas. Holds play up for a second. Leo Souza. Juan Richard, Nicholas spins it to Pereira Silva. His shot just missing out wide. That would have been an absolutely beautiful goal, and it would have been his second goal contribution of the match. Right now, I don't think we're going to make any more changes out on the pitch. I think the 11 that are out there are going to see out this match, and we should be walking away with a home victory and all 3 points from Retro for the second time in 3 matches against them. But not before we get one more highlight. Nicholas picking it off. Jay Carlos has it. Waits for some help. Pereira Silva back for Leo Souza. Carlau to Canella. Forward looking for Gabriel Rosera and instead finding the Retro defender. And here comes the counterattack. Igor Neves just slicing through the defense, but Andre making a massive save, putting it out behind for a corner. And the final moments of the second half stoppage time are going to come and go. It's 104 Retro 2, and we have taken 4 points from our first 2 matches as we kick off Season 3 here in Serie C. So 2 matches into the season, we find ourselves on 4 points in 6th place. Already a game in hand on Gremio and Paysandu. We're already 3 points clear of the relegation zone and just 2 points off the top of the table. Hopefully we can keep the good times rolling. We got Figueirense on the road next. We're going to come back in our next episode for 2 matches against teams that we have not yet played in this competition. 2 home matches, one against Aparecidense, and then another to kick off the month of July against Volta Redonda. Very excited for that. We'll take care of that São Bernardo match off camera. If you've been enjoying the series so far, and if you liked this video, please let me know in the comments. Let me also know what you think, and I know I ask this a lot, what you think our prediction for the season is going to be now that you have seen us go up with 4 points out of a possible 6. Also, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Help us continue to grow. I appreciate all of your support so far. Thank you very much. Now, before, and in the future. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, my friends, bye-bye.